welcome to Your Stock. But for the time being, let's quickly introduce our guests on the show. Joining us today, we've got Sharmila Joshi of sharmilajoshi.com to answer all the stock-specific queries. And Feroze Azeez of Anand Rathi Financial Services will be here to answer all the personal finance questions that we get on the show today. All right, on that note, let's straight away move on to the first query that's coming. And it's coming in from Deepak Bansal, who's calling us from Bangalore. I believe he's got investments in Bajaj Electricals. Deepak, hi.
Hello.
Hi, tell us, what's your question? How can we help you?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I am holding Bajaj Electricals 150 shares.
Okay.
And at the cost of 281.
Okay.
So, but it's mostly in a range 260 to 295. So I don't know how it's going to play in next 1 year. My horizon is around 6 months to 1 year. So
Okay.
if you can advise me on that, that would be helpful.
And your purchase price, you said, was around 261, right?
No, it's a 281.
281. Okay, 6 months to 1 year. Sharmila, that's a question going your way.
So actually he's making a loss.
Yeah, he's right now sitting on a bit of a loss. So let's ask Sharmila if there is any merit in holding on, because he's looking at 6 months to at least a year.
Yes, I think, first of all, numbers are expected today. At least I haven't seen if they've come in the interim.
Oh, let me update you, Sharmila. In that case, Bajaj Electricals has actually posted a very strong set of earnings. The top line has actually grown to above 1,000 crores, which is nearly a 14% rise. Operationally, numbers have been good as well. So it's a 64% jump on EBITDA to 60 crores, margins at 6%, and a profit of over 20 crores.
One of the verticals, the ENY vertical, we had seen it struggling in the past, but this recovery was sort of expected because they were sort of getting that order book into place and completing old orders, getting new orders, etc. So, and I think going forward, if you really want to play the stock as really a consumption play, and the fact that you could see their consumer electricals division doing better going forward, then I think it makes a lot of sense to stay invested. I agree that at current price and maybe it's that range of 270, 290 may not be very easy for the stock to break in absolute near term, but I think that if you have the patience to wait it out for a year, then you should see gains from current levels.
Okay, that's the advice on Bajaj Electricals. Before we move on, take a look at the latest developments. Now, this is something that has been boiling for several days, and it seems now there is an agreement between the Reserve Bank of India and the government, and that's exactly what the RBI governor had indicated on Policy Day, that there is really no battle over the composition of the Monetary Policy Committee. What the agencies are right now reporting is that it's going to be a 6-member panel, and 3 each, 3 from the government and 3 from the Reserve Bank of India, with the governor himself retaining a tiebreaker vote of sorts. Now, that's a vote. We don't know if it's a veto, because the question was whether he will continue enjoying his veto power or not. Right now, what the flashes seem to be indicating is that it's going to be a tie-breaking vote of sorts, and therefore it will, of course, have a considerable amount of weight. So that's one controversy.
I guess that vote only comes into play when there is a tie-break, or does he have a vote anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's exactly clear right now, but from what we understand, it is a bit of a, it's a vote, it's a tie-breaking vote. That's what the flashes seem to be indicating. We'll try and get you some more details on that, but for now, let's address some more questions that we're getting. Neeraj Barucha is calling in from Valsad. He has a personal finance query. Neeraj, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. I have one query. Actually, I have 90,000 or something odd rupees. So where I have to invest? Actually, I don't want to invest in FDs or corporate FDs or in share market. I have enough amount in that sector. So is there any options I have?
Did you also say that, okay, no FDs, no corporate FDs, and also not in the share market? You don't want to invest in equity?
Yeah.
Okay, 90,000 crore rupees. Let me put that to Feroze. Feroze, now that's a tough one. He's got 90,000 crores, not a small corpus, but for some reason he seems to be saying, let me actually ask our caller here, why have you taken the decision not to invest in equity, Neeraj?
Because I have enough amount in equity. So that's why that's right.
Okay. Let me put that question to Feroze. Feroze, what would you advise?
Yes, Neeraj, it's very important at your age, like you've written here, that you're 26 years, to put your plan in perspective, and then go on to actually selecting instruments and cherry picking those investments. So firstly, I think equity is a good asset class, but mutual funds, Neeraj, do you have any exposure into mutual funds by any chance?
I have one or two, three SIPs as well as 30,000 or 40,000, two, three types of figure in mutual funds like HDFC mid-cap, Franklin short-term, HDFC short-term as well as Franklin short high-growth companies.
Very good. So Neeraj, you have some exposure to mutual fund, not adequate enough. So I personally would strongly give you advice that you should look at mutual funds rather than direct equity because you already have some exposure into equity. So in the mutual fund category, let me name a few funds which will actually help you grow this corpus to larger values because you are really young at this stage, and I'm sure your goals would actually be at a distance of at least 5-7 years. So look at these two equity funds. Mirai India Opportunities Fund is one of them. On the mid-cap space, you can look at ICICI Discovery. Both these funds you don't have in the portfolio which you mentioned. And the debt category, I'll give you two unique funds which you don't have. You can probably put at least 1/3 of the money in the debt fund, HDFC Corporate Bond Fund, and a Franklin Templeton Short-Term Income Opportunities Fund. These two debt funds and the two equity funds which don't intersect with your current portfolio. So opinion one, get into mutual funds and then choose these four funds, and I think they'll be mutually exclusive from your current investments, Neeraj.
Hi, Neeraj.